Now we're going to let those sit there a while and soak in that lemon water. That's the second washing, and then when I take them out again and rinse them, I'll be ready to put them on to cook to make some muscadine jelly. Alright folks, we've got these muscadines. I don't know if any of you, I know a lot of the people here in our area in East Tennessee know what muscadines are. They're a wild grape, and I've got them on boiling. I'm going to turn them up till I get them a real good rolling boil, and then I'm going to mash them, and then I'm going to try. You see how dark that juice is right there? I know a few people do. And when I get them to where I get all the juice out of them, then I'm going to make some muscadine jelly. Okay, I'll see you in a few. As you can see, I'm going to start mashing them, and we'll continue to mash them to try to get all that juice out of there. I'm not going to put any sugar. I've got my sugar out. I've got my sugar gel out. I do have to get my jars and get them sterilized, so I'll see you in just a second. Until then, we're just going to let them boil. Alright guys, I just wanted to show you, they've been boiling about 30 minutes just on a medium heat, and this juice is really, really deep purple now, but I'm still going to let it cook a little bit. And then while this is still cooking, keep my wooden spoon up there to keep it from boiling over. I've still got it on a medium heat. I was telling you that I was going to take my leftover cupcakes and some brownies, and I'm going to mix them together. And this was these are still good. I've eat one of them. They're still good. So what I'm going to do, let me turn you around here for you can see. I got my pan with my parchment paper, got my bowl, got my cupcakes. First of all, I'm going to put these leftover brownies in here. So it's going to be a brownie cake pop. And I'm going to break these up. I got my gloves here. Let me go ahead and get my gloves on. Dry my hands real good. See if I can't get these gloves on because this gets messy. Because I'm going to put some cake icing. I'm going to melt some cake icing and pour in it, and then I'm going to roll them into balls. Hopefully I can get these on. It don't look like it. I'm going to have to let my hands dry, guys, before I can get them on. But anyway, I'm about like that lady on the pre-retirement days. I can't get these things with your hands. I just got through washing my hands. All right, I think I got gloves on one hand. This other, I want you to look. That's not a pitiful, pitiful sight. That's pitiful. Anyway, we can make it work. So we're going to crumble these leftover brownies up. And I've never mixed cupcakes with brownies, so I do like Brownie Pops. So we'll see how this works out. So we're just crumbling the leftover brownies. And then I'm going to start adding the cupcakes with the icing. I told you it's going to get a little messy, and these are chocolate and vanilla cupcakes. Some of them's turned over here. These are still good. They're just as moist as they can be. See? It's just where we bought so much stuff, so I'm going to put it to use. And I've still got my berries boiling over here too. It's almost time to go ahead and mash them and strain them. And then we'll put the sugar in and the sugar gel. That juice is so pretty and dark. I wanted to give a shout out to Aaron, my grandson's friend. Let him know that I'm doing this muscadine jelly just for him. Him and his little sweet wife came down and visited a few minutes, and he was trying my apple butter, and I gave him a jar of my blue Christmas jam, and I've got to make some more Christmas jam before Christmas because a lot of people like that as gifts. So I've got all the cupcakes in here. Or I didn't know I threw them papers in there. Why didn't you tell me? Because I've lost my mind. So I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to wash my gloves off. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to melt. I've got a little bit of this left. This is whipped buttercream, and then this is a creamy fudge chocolate. So we're going to melt these. And while I'm over here, I'm going to stir these muscadines too, because they're getting really pretty and mushy, and that's what I want. So we've got that one, and that was that little bit of buttercream. I've got the chocolate in the microwave now. It's about halfway mixed. That'll be alright. We won't even count that buttercream. It didn't look like there was over a tablespoon in it. Now you can put, like if you've got cake and you want to do the cake balls dipped in chocolate, you can do melted cream cheese and powdered sugar. Well, melted cream cheese with cake, with just cake. So you can see this. It looks like a mess right now, but I believe it's going to be pretty good. I'm going to try to get in here and stir it. I'll have to get in here eventually with my hands to make the cake balls. So this is a mixture of just cupcakes and leftover brownies and cake icing. And we're going to put them in balls. I'm just going to go ahead and get in here, guys. Set it right there, and I'm going to take one hand and mash this cake up, because these brownies had chocolate chunks in them. You know that's going to be good. So I'm trying to mash some of those up. And some of the brownies had a little bit of crunch on the ends of them, so I'm trying to mash that up too. And see, even the vanilla, the white cupcakes are chocolate now. I'm still feeling those chocolate chunks in there. And there's just almost no way that you can not use your hands. Even if you use melted cream cheese, you're still going to have to use your hands. And I knew this was going to be messy, so I went ahead and put my gloves on. You just want to get it all incorporated really good. But I do this while my muscadines. Muscadine is a wild grape that grows here in Tennessee, and I don't know if they grow anywhere else. I guess they do. We have wild blueberries too. They call them, they don't call them blueberries, they call them something else, but they're just a wild blueberry up in the mountains of Tennessee. Smoky Mountains, that's where they're usually find them. And they're on a bush, just like you would grow with tame blueberries. Now muscadines, a lot of people think they're in a tree. They grow in a tree, but it's not. Muscadines are a vine. They grow on a vine. Now, let me rinse my hands off again, guys. Okay, but muscadines are growing on a vine. going to get my little cake spatula today. Muscadines grows on a vine and they end up growing up a tree and hanging off the limbs. So that's, and then you'll see them in rows where they fall off. So there's one. And this is just a small ice cream scoop. We're going to put these in the freezer for probably a little bit. A little bit big. We don't want them that big. I'm going to also do some, I'm going to slice some apples. I've got my jars on boiling too. Got them getting heated on them. I'm going to slice some apples later. Probably not today, but maybe this week. I've got some really nice Honeycrisp apples. And I'm going to slice them where it looks like an apple, and then I'm going to put a stick in them and dip them in chocolate, in white chocolate, dark chocolate. And that may be a next weekend thing. This looks so rich. I bet this is so rich. I didn't even taste of it, guys. I might taste of it before at the end, see how it tastes. But it's a really thick consistency. And this, like I said, this is a small ice cream scoop. And what we're going to do is freeze them so that they'll be really easy to dip in chocolate and put your stick in. You really don't even have to put a stick. You can just put chocolate covered cake balls, or this is chocolate covered cake balls slash brownie balls. But I've got some sticks, we can use those. And put some sprinkles on them. They're going to be really rich. I would say you probably couldn't eat more than one at a time. Let me get this a little bit. It didn't look too round. And like I said, this was leftover cupcakes and what brownies I had left. I'm still finding chunks of, I guess I'm getting that chocolate all over me. Chunks of those big chunks of chocolate chips that were in the brownies. When I make brownies, I put the big chocolate chunks, not the chips. Because the chips will melt, but if you put the big chocolate chunks, they won't melt. They'll be still whole in your brownies, and it makes them really special. I'd like to get some more viewers. January the 1st, I will be on here on YouTube for 1 year, and I've got 192 viewers. I've had over 32,000 views. I'd like to see how much I can get. If y'all would share and have people, your family, to subscribe, it would make me happy. You don't have to. I would just like it, make me happy to see how many viewers I can get and subscribers in a year. Not that it does anything. I don't get paid for it. This is just what I like to do, and I like to share what I do with others. But I was looking through YouTube, and some of them have quite a few, up in the thousands of viewers, and haven't been on there that maybe theirs is more appetizing, or maybe they are more appetizing than this old grandma. But we don't care. We just talk about the Lord, and we're just going to continue to do what He'd have us to do. I'm just going to put these here and there because I'm going to freeze them. I'm thinking I may have to do another hopefully I won't. If I can scoop these over a little bit, I might be able to get the rest of them in here. But anyway, if you like my videos, be sure to share them with your family and friends. Have them to subscribe to me. I'm Sheila E. from Tennessee. Got some good quick recipes in here. Some of it are semi-homemade, some of it is from scratch. And if you're a working mama, or you're just a working lady and you want to cook a little bit and that's your passion, There are some good shortcuts in there for things. Things that you would just have in your pantry or in your fridge. So I don't claim to be no professional cook. I don't claim to be no professional photographer. And, you know, I just do this because I like doing this. This is something that gives me joy. And I hope it brings joy to you all. It gives me a chance to witness about the Lord and my Savior. And that's one reason why I do it too, because you can reach a lot of people and just let them know that they're loved. And no matter what they do, God still loves them and He will forgive them. And if He condemns your heart, then you answer that call. And then you can be a child of God. We're all God's children, but you know, we make a choice. God don't send us to hell. We make that choice where we want to spend eternity. And believe me, I know for a fact there is an eternity. I had a little bit of something that happened a few years ago, and I realized right quick that there is another place. So I'm going to put this over in the sink, and I'm going to cut you off a second, and I'm going to put these in the freezer. Got my gloves washed off again. I'm going to get over here and squeeze this juice. I'm going to put you back over here where you can see it while I'm putting these in the freezer. You see how dark that is? Look how beautiful and purple and rich that is. So they're almost at the point of being able to be mashed and strained, and that's when we're going to make our Muscadine Jelly. Alright, I'll see you in a second. Alright guys, we're still continuing to boil, and there's a few whole ones still in there. You can see. These, like I said, these are wild. We have a tree across the road from where we live. There's several here in our area in Dandridge, Tennessee, that grows up the trees and they'll fall off right close to the road. And you just take a quilt or a tarp or something and lay them down and catch them. So I'm going to turn you around here where you can see. I'm going to go ahead and strain these. You see there, guys? And I'm going to get a strainer that's just a little bit smaller than my bigger strainer. I'll set that right there, and I'm going to get my spoon. And we're just going to take that back and forth till we try to get some more of that juice out of there. You see that, guys? As you can see, I'm just left with the seeds and the hulls. See that? And I'm still straining and mashing. See it? I'm going to put a few more. Trying not to get it over in my juice. This strainer here has smaller holes, and then I have one, a metal strainer, it's got bigger, and then I've got one that's just got a mesh, so I may, if my juice looks like it's got anything in it, I may strain it again. I want you to see this. See, my juice is going in the big bowl. Still see that I still have some juice in these, so we want to try to get all that out we can, because that's where your jelly is going to come from, is from that juice. it back and let that juice go through. And then when I think I've got all the juice out, I'm going to go ahead and throw this in the trash because you can't use this after you boil it and mash it. You can't use that. Still see some juice coming out. I know there's a lot of ladies in Newport and Dandridge and Jefferson and Greenville that's made this type of jelly. It's just a wild grape, so it tastes a whole lot like grape jelly. It's got just a little bit more wang to it, like a, I don't know, a little bit of bitter, but still sweet at the same time. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and empty that. Trash can. That's one reason why I kept those gloves on too, guys, because this stuff will it'll stain your fingers, and you go around with purple fingers. Okay, that's about like all I'm going to be able to get out of that. Kind of hard to hold this plastic on and squeeze the juice out of it. It gets hot. That's an 8-quart stainless steel bowl, and it looks like it's about half, so we're going to say we've got close to 4 cups of juice out of these berries, out of these wild grapes. See, it's just mush now. I believe that's about all I'm going to get. So I'm going to go ahead and dump this. I'll empty this out of this kettle. And I have to wash this kettle because I could probably just cook it in here, but I want to cook it in my kettle. I may strain that again. This is a beautiful, deep, dark color of the juice that's coming out of these. You can make muscadine juice too. And a lot of people back in the mountains, they'll make a muscadine wine. Of course, I don't do that. I don't care for the wine. Some people can, that's up to them. That's up to them what they make out of it. But now the juice is really good. The muscadine juice is like a wild grape juice, and you do it just like you would grape juice. You cook it just like you've got it right now, and then you just sweeten it a little bit, cook it a little bit more, and then you probably use a cheesecloth to strain it. I've done that one year and made some grape juice, and it was really good. I'm sure I got all that out of there. Okay. So I'm going to set that right there. And I'm going to look at my juice as I pour it. I think that's going to be good. I didn't see a whole lot of I see one, looks like a little seed. We can't have no seed in our jelly. Well, let me look at it again. You don't see anything. You see that, guys? Is that not beautiful? Is that a beautiful, deep, dark color? So I don't see anything. I think we're just about ready. I don't see any seeds or anything, any pulp or anything in there. Alright, so I'm going to turn you around to the stove again. Bear with me. Got my jars on over here. And like I said, it looks like we've got about 4 cups, maybe a little bit more of juice. I'm going to run some hot water in that bowl so I'll keep from staining it. I'm going to turn my stove back on. You can see I've got my jars boiling over here. And I'm going to go ahead and start sweetening it. And I'm going to start out with 1 cup at a time of sugar and taste of it. Because I don't want it just pure sugar. So here's 1 cup. Not hardly a cup. Alright, there's 1 cup of sugar. Stir that up. And then as it cooks, it gets a little sweeter too. I'm going to taste that. Turn it back on medium heat. That's going to need another cup of sugar. That's 2 cups of sugar to about 4 cups of juice. Maybe a little bit more, maybe 4.5 cups of juice. Another spoon. Husband tasted that because I don't know if it needs more sugar or not. I just it's been so long since I've eaten any Muscadine jelly. I'll be right back. I want him to taste of this. Anyway, guys, he says that it don't need no more sugar, that's the way it's supposed to taste. That's what he was raised on, with Muscadine jelly, and it's the old grape, wild grape. So now the process is just letting it sit here and cook. I'm going to go ahead and put my sugar up. And I've got my sugar gel right here. It says, I think we read this already before. It says 1 box of sugar gel for a cup, or 4 cups of sugar, and 1 box of sugar. So we put 2 cups of sugar and 1 box of sugar gel. That says it's a quart of fruit. So we probably had a, of course, say 4 cups, 2 cups is we probably had a quart of fruit. I mean juice. So we'll try it with one box, and if one box don't do it, we'll put another one. I've got one of these big packs. Let's see what it says here. Sure gel, sugar, and containers and fruits. So we're going to go ahead and put that in there. We'll start out with one package of the sure gel. That peach jam that I made the other day, that peach preserves, or it was peach butter. Honey, it was so good. I could eat that stuff out of the jar. We're going to go ahead and put that in there, and then we're going to start stirring. And we're going to watch for it to start getting thick. Turn the stove up a little bit. Got my jars over here hot. Got these little bitty jars. Isn't that pretty to give away for Christmas? And then I've got four of these jelly jars over here. Be right back. I'm sorry about that, guys. That phone rings and it's scammers saying there's updated new Medicare, and you know how that goes, and I block every one, but they seem to find another number. So we've got this on about a high. I want to get it to boiling. It says on this box of Sure Gel, it says that it is a premium fruit pectin. It is made with pectin from real fruit, so it's all natural. And it shortens the time needed to create a proper set for homemade jams and jellies. It can also be used with traditional, cooked, or quick and easy freezer jams and jelly recipes. So that's pretty nice. So, well, we're going to get this to boiling. And then I'm going to use my little measuring cup here to hope it don't stain it, to make sure. Well, I'll probably just get a bowl because I don't want my measuring cup stained. I've still got these gloves on because I know how that can stain your hands really, really bad. And I have to go to work tomorrow, so I sure don't want to go with purple fingers. So we're just going to let it continue boiling, and then I'm going to, as it gets thick, then I'm going to take it off and start putting it in the jars. I want you to see that this is still boiling. It's a pretty hard boil, just a rolling boil. And I've tested it twice and we're still not there. This is so just a little bit runny. I did add another cup of sugar. Even though he said it didn't need it, I still think it needed it. And we're still at this runny stage, so we're just waiting now for it to thicken up a little bit in my saucer so that we'll know that it'll thicken in the jars. So you just continuously boil till it gets to that stage. I'm not sure if you can do like a jelly thermometer, you know, on jellies and jams. I guess you can. Some of the ladies probably, the cooking ladies probably use a thermometer. I'm just used to doing it the old way. my mother-in-law used to set it in the refrigerator, and then that way she could tell too. I'm just going to leave that sitting right there and let this boil and continue to stir. You don't want it to burn. Get it on a medium-high heat. This up here that's on the edge, it looks like it's trying to gel. So that's another way you can sort of see how that's trying to gel right there. See that? So that's another way you can tell too. It's just about getting ready, guys. Still looking thin in the bowl. But it's not going to be real thick when you put it in the jars. It thickens after it sets. So you can see what I'm doing with it. Just continue to stir to see if it's going to cool off. See if we're going to get that what we're after. It's getting there. Right here's what I was looking at. It's this right here, because this looks like what I would like for the rest of it to look like. I believe we're just about there. I'll get a little bit put in the freezer. Let it cool real quick and see if we're about there. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, I had that in the freezer just for about 2 or 3 minutes. It looks like it's about to the stage that I want it to be. I know around the edge of my pot it's already gelling, so I think we're going to be ready to go ahead and start jarring this up. I'm going to let it cook just a few more minutes. But as you can see, that right around that pot, it sort of looks like Jello, and that's what we're looking for. You can see that it's getting thicker and thicker, and that's what we want. We don't want it so thick you can't spread it. But this, as it cools, it will thicken. So I think we're just about there. Okay. I'm going to scooch you right back here where you can see the process. Move this shear gel out of the way. Move this out of the way. And as you said, you can see I still have my gloves on because that can stain. I'm going to have to put some bleach in my sink. So we're going to go ahead and cut this off. Got my bowl and my funnel. We're just going to go ahead and cut that off, and we're going to get some of the jars out. Always make sure you have new lids, guys. You can use old rings, but you got to have new lids. So I'm just going to turn them over right there on my dish mat. I'm going to get a couple at a time. Because they're hot. Might get 3 at a time. Because they need to dry a little bit of that water. And then I'm going to get some lids and 3 rings. Okay, I think we're ready to begin. Seeing that, guys? I'm going to put me a little jar right here. I'm going to put my 3 jars right here. I might get one more. Dry out a little bit there. I've got a dozen onions in here, and then I've got a couple. I've got 4 of the half pints. These are like a 1/4 of a pint. So So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start filling this up. Fill them up to the rim if you can. Set that to the side. Alright guys, we'll get another lid out here. The Muscadine jelly tastes a little different from just regular grape jelly. This has got a little wang to it. Turn it upside down. See how pretty that is? And turn that one upside down. Shoot, that was hot. I have enough rings out there. And you continue doing this until you get it all in your jars. So we'll put another jars on around here. We got some more jars out here now, so we're going to start another 4. That one's a little bit over full. You have to be careful you get burnt so bad. Process, the lids on. I'm going to have to wash that one off right there a little bit before I... Let me get these others first, and then I'll put that one on last. Because I overflowed it. You want to make sure that that's clean around that I might just put that in another jar and then just wash that. I think that would be the safest thing because I don't want that around. I don't want that to keep it from. It could spoil if the seal is not good and if it's dirty around the ring. So we're going to start with some more. I'll get that one back out of the dishwater over here and get rid of. And then if I have any more, I've got 4 extra hive pots here that I'm going to use. Let me get this one. We'll stick that back in the water just for a minute to sterilize it. The water is hot, hot, hot. We're going to put these back on here. Looks like we're going to use our little hive pint jars too. I'm going to go ahead and stick these in the water. So it's just a process, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm on my last jar. I did have to use 2 of my hive pints. And I think that's going to be, this kettle is still hot, guys, so I'm going to try to scrape this out of here as best I can. It's already gelling inside that pot. I think we got it just about right. Alright, so there we go. Put some water in that. Okay. And then get one more lid out. That's made a dozen little 1/4 of a pints, like you would give for gifts. And then it's made 2 hive pint jelly jars like this. So that's pretty good. What we had we might have had a gallon of berries, and then we probably had maybe a quart or a quart and a half, maybe half a gallon, maybe. I'm not sure. I didn't measure. I always forget to measure. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to move these over here to a safe place, and I'm going to let them sit there and heat on the lid until they seal. I could just leave them sitting right here. They'd be come out of the way right here. So we've got 2 of those. And I'm going to put a towel over them. We want those lids to seal. And then when I start feeling them seal, I'll turn them back over. They feel like they're already sealing. So anyway, that's it for the Muscadine Jelly from Sheila E. from Tennessee. And then I'll pop back on here and I'll show you what those cake brownie pops look like, okay? Alright, I'll see you soon. I'll see you in just a little bit with those cake brownie pops. Alright. Sheila E. from Tennessee. Please share my videos if you like them. Ask your family to subscribe. I appreciate it so much. May God take care of you and keep you safe. Always smile and give God glory for all He does, for He is worthy. Okay? Thank you so much.